everyone. So I feel like over the last few months, I've gone from saying I'm not going to make the back deck garden to saying I'll put the raised beds up there, but I won't fill them with soil, to filling them with soil, but saying I won't plant them up until next year. And now I have bulbs that I'm going to be planting in at least a few of the raised beds back there. And actually, this is the first time I'll be showing you the third bed. So I did get the third bed in the mail. That is back there now. They're all spaced out where I want them. So I'll show you what those look like. But basically, here's what happened. I saw other gardeners online getting bulbs, 50% off. And so I was like, you know what? I should just go see if there's any bulbs on sale. So I did. Now, first I went to like the big box stores like Home Depot and Menards, but they had already put their bulbs away for the season. So they didn't have anything on hand. Then when I was home for Thanksgiving, I went to the local garden center there, which is Chesterton Feed and Garden, which I love very much. And they did have a section of bulbs, and I think it was buy two, get one free. I got 6 bags total, 4 of one variety, 2 of the other. And then I got some other bulbs from Amazon, which I will tell you about in a little bit. But first, let me tell you about the bulbs that I got from the garden center. So first one here is the Tulipa Blue Wow. Trying to avoid the reflection. There we go. I really love how this looks. I don't think I've grown any tulips of this color before, or really that many flowers that are kind of more of like a lavender bluish purple. So I'm really excited for these. This is the one where I have 4 bags, and I think there are about 6 bulbs to a bag. So I have about 24 of these. The back says planting time September to December. So this is a little bit later than I've planted bulbs. Obviously the ones in the front garden I planted end of October, was it? Maybe. And now we are into early December. But it does say September through December. The soil hopefully should still be workable because it hasn't been that cold yet, or as cold as it normally is. Then it says flowering time April to May. And then the height of these will be about 16 inches, and I plant them all about 6 inches deep. Also says 4 inches for spacing, but I'm not following that. I'm planting them closer. But I did want to show, I like the back of this. It's just very straightforward with the pictures, and it gives you all the information that you need. So I don't think I've ever grown from this brand before. What is it? Simple Pleasures. So yeah, I'm excited to see how these do. The other variety I got from the garden center is this right here. It is Narcissus Fairness. I really like that color too. And I like the combination of like yellow and purple together. Are those complementary colors? Opposite on the color wheel? I think so. Either way, I like them together, so I am excited to see how these do. Again, there are 6 in here. Now this one, it says same time for planting, so September through December. Flowering time though is March and April. So these will bloom a little bit earlier than the tulips. They're also 14 inches, so about 2 inches shorter. I only got 2 bags of these because that's all that was left. They did have more of the tulips there, but I felt bad cleaning them out of everything in case other people came there wanting bulbs. So I have 12 of these. I have 24 of the tulips. So what I'm trying to figure out is how I'm going to plant them. So I don't know if I will put the narcissus like in the front of the raised bed, since they're shorter and they'll bloom first, or if I just want to mix them all together, but I don't have an even number of each. So kind of figure that out as I go along today. Now, that makes it, what, 36 bulbs total. I wasn't sure if that would make the bed as full as I wanted. So I also ordered some tulip bulbs from Amazon. And these are the Burpee. They don't have a pretty tag like the other ones. Burpee Perennial Tulips, just a mix. So there's multiple colors in there. But when I got these, so this bag here was inside of a plastic bag. And when I opened the plastic bag, it was very moist and humid inside of the plastic bag. There was actual condensation on the inside of the bag, which I'm not a tulip bulb expert, but I feel like it's not the best way to store tulip bulbs. And they don't smell bad, but they have a little bit of a smell, which again, I don't expect from tulips. And then finally, I'll show you this here. I don't know if that's mold from the moisture. So I don't know if these are going to actually bloom. They're not squishy, which is good, but I am going to plant them and see what happens. I think those are 18 to 20 inches, so those would be the tallest. I might just put them in the other bed I have one bed that is about 50% full with soil. I have another one, the middle one, which is about 3/4 full, and the newest one that I put out there has no soil in it. So I'm not gonna fill that one. So I'm either gonna fill one or two of the bulbs, or of the beds. So let me take you outside now. I will show you the beds, and then we will get everything planted. A random side note that you did not ask for, but these are basically the two types of shoes I wear into the garden because they're super easy to slip on. I don't have to bend over. These are very dirty white slides, which are actually from my wedding. And then these are snow boots that almost go up to my knees. So I'm trying to find something in between that's really easy to slip on. So I don't want it to bend down. I'd rather have it be like closed-toed shoe, sneaker type. So if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. And here now are the 3 raised beds, which I think 3 is just perfect for the space. So coming up here, this is the newest one. And this one is empty, and I am maybe going to leave it that way until next year. This is the one that is about 3/4 full. I'll probably just put the bulbs right on top and then fill it the rest of the way with soil. And then this one, it's a little bit over halfway full. So actually these look similar now. That one had more in it, but either way, I think I'm just going to kind of sprinkle bulb tone, place the bulbs, and then fill it up. Still trying to decide if all of the bulbs are going in here or if the ones I think are moldy will be in here. To be determined. I also got this rose bush at the garden center as well because all of the perennials were 75% off. So I think this was $10. I was actually looking at another rose bush, or not a rose bush, it was a rose of Sharon that got 7 feet large, and I knew that was too big for my deck. So I found this one, which was cutie pie, and it is meant as an ornamental rose for a patio. So I thought that would be perfect. I'm excited to see, how this looks next year, assuming that I don't kill it over winter, but I think this is also gonna go in the greenhouse back there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just take this bulb tone and sprinkle it in the bed. I plant so few bulbs, I feel like, compared to people with a yard, that I've had this bag now for 2 or 3 years, I think, and it's still going strong. I'm gonna start with just the center bed because, again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put everything in here or some in the bed right behind me. So I'm gonna start with this bed, kind of space out the bulbs, see how I like it, and then if I'm gonna do the second bed, I'll put bulb tone in that one also. So, not really gonna measure it, even though you probably should, but I'm just going to sprinkle. And that works for me. So I know you can't tell looking at the bulbs like this, but in the first 2 rows here, I basically went yellow, purple, all the way down, and then put the rest of the purple tulips in the back there. And I think this is full enough for this bed. I could have squeezed them even a little tighter, but I don't think there's enough space to put the entire burpee bag in, so I do think those I'm going to put in here. I also wanted to mention that for these, because I think the soil was a little bit higher than 6 inches down, I just kind of pushed each of the bulbs down about 1 inch, and then I will cover these after I get the other bed planted up. These bulbs are in. This bed definitely won't be as full, again assuming these bulbs actually bloom, but I still think it's good having the 2 beds separate. So now to cover them with soil, I need to go over here into this tub because that is where the rest of the soil is. Well, I didn't expect to completely empty out this tub of dirt, which was almost all the way full, but it is now completely empty. Luckily, it was enough for both of the beds to top them off. I do have like a smaller bag of soil inside that I'm planning to use for houseplants if I needed that, but I was afraid I was gonna have to run to the store for more soil. So I think we're in a good position now. Another issue is this used to be heavy with all the dirt, and it was helping to hold my greenhouse in place. So now I don't have that weight unless, I put the pots in the bin and then use that next to the greenhouse. That is what I'm going to do. And here are the completed raised beds filled with tulip bulbs. It does feel odd always sharing this gardening task because it's like, look, I did this work and you can see absolutely nothing in return for it yet. But hopefully next spring they all bloom and look beautiful. We'll kind of see how the moldy tulip bulbs do. If that was mold, let me know if it wasn't, but I don't know, kind of looked like mold to me. I'm not going to water these bulbs in because it rained yesterday. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and because I lost so many bulbs in smaller containers, to be fair, last year, I'm kind of very wary about overwatering them. So I think we're going to get enough moisture that they will be fine without me adding any additional water to them. Also, if any of them don't bloom, I know at Home Depot last year I got some small containers of tulips that were, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 inches tall. So I know I can go buy those in the spring and plant them if I want to. It's more expensive to get the tulips already growing than to just get a bag of bulbs, but if worse comes to worse and I want some tulips in there, I know that that is always going to be an option for me. So I think that is everything for this video. I think those are the last bulbs I'm going to be planting. We'll see. I really don't want to buy any more soil this year and carry it upstairs, so I don't think I'm going to fill the 3rd raised bed with anything until next year. But I'm glad I have it outside. That way I can just kind of see what the deck is going to look like for next year. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.